This is a piece of junk mail. Or is it? For somebody like me, a collage artist, this is full of possibilities. Not only was I drawn to the beautiful images of this kiwi fruit and the wonderful text reeling Los Angeles, it was like opening a little Christmas present at the beginning of fall. Inside are many possibilities. Lots of interesting images with beautiful color print and very, very interesting text. The quality of these advertisements and paper that they are printed on are really superb. Best part, got it for free in the mail. So here's the challenge that I am presenting to myself this week. I am only going to use the images that I am finding in this mailer to create my collage. And usually I try to mix it up. I try to use vintage material, postage stamps, old books, contemporary magazines, but not this week. We're going to try something a little different, a little more challenging, and see what I come up with. So I got to find that focal point and make some decisions here. Decisions, decisions, decisions. My favorite part about collaging. The other challenge I'm facing, I'm just now realizing, is what my background's going to be. I was thinking about this, but logistically that might not work. So I may need to alter my plans a bit, but still staying with the challenge of working only with this ephemera that I have before me, found in this lovely little mailer. Set this off to the side for a second. And what I've done here is I've collected my palette. Just like a painter, I'm not a painter by trade. Did take a few painting classes back in art school. But what I have found with collage work is I do create something of a palette. So what I did was colors that attracted me, I went ahead and cut them up. These images, I may just use these for palette purposes, maybe not the images themselves, because I'm loving these warm purple and reds and pinks in this image. So maybe not the image itself, but the color used in the image I might use in the collage. So that's what I've been doing, is I just set these off to the side and get them into my own little color wheel, if you will. The warm colors, some whites as well. And off to the side here, I still have some blues and some darker colors as well, just in case. So nothing really gets thrown away just yet. But we are looking at a cat. Sorry about that, Poe. He needs to leave. Just a moment. He's a great friend, but a terrible helper, as you know. So that's why I also have my hole punch ready. That is going to come in handy when I want to use little itty iridescent bits of this wonderful bronze. I realized how luminous it looks. That's my cat again. And how much fun that might be to use in the image as well. As for the text, I'm not sure. I do like the text, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of it. For whatever reason, I had a hard time trying to cut this out. I will figure that out too as I go along. Is this my focal point? Is this where I'm headed? Well, it's definitely going to be part of it. It's probably going to be my background. Let's just face it. It's probably going to be the background. So let me do a little bit more thinking and we'll get started again. Just a side note. There are so many cool images in this mailer. This may be more than one collage. I love these images in particular as being focal points. There's so many interesting things I can do. Definitely for starters, for the first collage anyway, I might be doing more than one out of this. That would definitely be a challenge. I think I want to use these guys. Which is sad because this model is fantastic. I love the stance he's taken. But on the other side's this guy. These are the little dilemmas we have as collage artists because I always check the other side of the page I'm going to be cutting into before I cut it up. I don't want to lose something, or I may find I like something more. In this case, I'm afraid this guy's got to go, and I'm going to go with this reclining gentleman. Now, let's see what happens. Okay, so is it done? Yeah, I think so. I think it's a fun little collage. I will scan it and put it through a little Photoshop tweaking, not too much. Play with some backgrounds. I think it's fun. Nice little exercise for me. But I will tell you this, there are some other images I think I can play with here. So if you don't mind, I think I'll give it another shot and see what I come up with. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm looking at this. Of course, this. Nice little leftover from our first collage and the delicious kiwi and the word Los Angeles. Am I going to use them all? I don't know, but I think I'm going to be using just these images. I might pull from the palette and from the scraps of the previous work. This is the second collage. Do I have enough for 3? Well, I'm going to worry about the second one right now, and you all tell me what you think. Well, I'm sorry to say, I don't think I caught any of that on video, on the time lapse. So here's the final result. No process. At least I don't think so. I have to double check. I'm not the editor here. My editor takes care of all of this stuff later. He fixes it in post. So I don't know if I caught any of that process for this little minimal collage I just did. How do I feel about it? I don't know. It was fun to do. Some nice complementary colors going on here, a little surreal, which I enjoy, a little humor, a little absurdity, but that's what collage is all about. This one, I'll scan it also and see what I come up with, give it a couple of different backgrounds. Is there enough for a third collage? Well, let's see. I can't promise anything, but if I'm coming up with stuff like this, if anything, it's a really good exercise for me. I've enjoyed this challenge. So I am going to consider what I have left. What do I have left? I still have my beautiful kiwi. This was what I want to work with more than anything, and that's the magic of collage. When you have a lot of ephemera, you think you're going to go in one direction, and you don't. And this piece, I thought for sure I'm going to use it, and I haven't yet. I'm on to the third collage. I've used the images that I really liked, that really turned me on, and now I'm left with just, I don't want to say the leftovers, but the leftovers. They're not as exciting as what I had before, although he definitely has some possibilities. Hmm, is he going to be the next collage? I don't know. This is okay. There's just a lot going on here in the advertisement, so I'm probably not going to use this. I might use some of the colors here. I might go in that color direction. Remember, we still have our palette, all of the greens and the purples and the yellows. We'll see. Figure out what we're going to use. Just gonna go for it. So I'm finishing up this one, and this is a case of I thought too much about it and didn't have as much fun because I was thinking too much about it. This was just an experiment. This was just something to have fun with, and I did. But normally, when I do a collage and I finish it quickly, it usually comes out better. So this one, I'm okay with it. This challenge for me was good. Obviously, the except for my X-Acto blades and my adhesive, Mod Podge, everybody, and a little bit of packing tape like this. It didn't cost me anything. It's cents on the dollar. It was really fun and cheap to do. A little bit of upcycling. So, am I happy with this? Oh, it was an exercise. Nothing more. Like I said, I will put it through the computer and see what we come up with. I just wanted to use these images. I wanted to see what I could come up with. Actually, though, if you hang on for just a second, I will show you the fourth collage that actually came out of this mailer treat. This one is the result of lots of cutting and just throwing the scraps off to the side, and the scraps end up doing what they want to do, and sometimes the results are quite pleasant. I think, anyway. So I worked very quickly on this one. This one, basically, I just threw together in a couple of seconds, and I might like it better than the other ones that I did. But I like doing collage, so it's a win-win for me. And it's a little surreal piece here, made of pieces. Again, I'm going to put it through the scanner. We'll see what we come up with. Give it a nice background maybe, or a simple background. Maybe something along the lines of this. You can see it a little better. I don't know. So actually 4 collages came out of this little exercise. Do I want to cut here? I think I do. Make it a little more symmetrical. Or maybe ruin it. Ah! Came loose. Okay. So it's going to look something like this. You'll see the final results. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I certainly had a good time doing it. Let me know which collage you liked best or didn't. But thank you for watching the process, and we'll see you next week.